You know, the Apostle Paul in Acts, the famous sermon that Paul is known for on Mars Hill when he was preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ to those who had an altar set up to the unknown God. And he said, you know, so therefore the one that you ignorantly worship, let me declare him to you. And you know, he said in times past God has winked at our unrighteousness, but now in these last days commands every man everywhere to repent. And this is what Peter in Acts chapter 2, on the day of Pentecost, after the outpouring of the Spirit, and all of these nations who heard these Galileans all speaking in their tongue. I mean, there must have been 25 to 100 different nationalities there, however many it was. And some mocked, saying they're just drunk with wine. And Peter, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, Ye men of Judea, and all ye that dwell in Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken you to my words. For these are not drunken as you suppose, saying it is but the third hour of the day, which is 9 a.m. But this is which was spoken by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass in the last days, says God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor and smoke. The sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood, before that great notable day of the Lord. And this goes back to the testimony that Mark gives on the day of the Passover, when Jesus was crucified. And it says, from the 6th hour to the 9th hour, that darkness was upon the face of the earth. And the earth shook, it says, as Jesus gave up his spirit and breathed his last, saying it is finished. We cannot serve God in the natural. We must enter the faith of Jesus Christ.